My first Iranian film. All right, let's check this out. Sometimes when approaching a foreign film like this, I have that sense in the back of my mind that I'm just not going to be able to follow the story or remember anybody's names or understand what's going on in their culture because you have the cultural and the language barriers separating you from the film. But so far in my viewing of foreign films, of which I've probably seen 10 in my life, I've yet to encounter that problem. And this one especially. Just like No Other Choice, I watched this because it's up for Best Picture of the Golden Globes. And I thought, what the heck? Let's watch them all. It Was Just an Accident is as simple as a story can possibly get. Maybe that's why the celebrities in America enjoyed it. It didn't have to think too hard in this movie. But I'm not saying that as a bad thing. The story is so straightforward. An Iranian soldier gets kidnapped by a civilian named Eghbal. He's about to bury the Iranian guy alive, but the Iranian is able to convince him that he just might have the wrong person. I mean, no one wants to be accused of killing the wrong person, right? So doubting his criminal abilities, Eghbal goes and recruits other people who were also arrested by this man, thrown into an Iranian prison, and tortured. Trust me, my explanation of this movie is a lot more complicated than it is. What I really liked about It Was Just an Accident is that there was no backstory. Therefore, there were no clues for us to follow to make our own decision whether Eghbal kidnapped the right Iranian soldier. What I also really liked is that it felt like a Quentin Tarantino film just by the dialogue alone. And I understand that the director of this movie is highly regarded over in Iran. And every time one of the characters spoke, it not only furthered the story, but it deepened the characters, so you got to know more of who they were and what their motives are. And therefore, it just kind of turned into this like little mini saga of a film. I also really liked the moral complexities this unique situation threw our characters in. And it causes you, the viewer, to question, should we be taking revenge on those who wrong us? How far is too far? When do we stop? At what point do we blur the line between good people doing bad things and bad people doing good things? That's a question even Calvin and Hobbes asked. And is ridding the world of one bad person enough to make us good? Or does that just make us worse than them? But these moral dilemmas aren't just spelled out for us. They're there for us to pick up ourselves and to analyze them through our personal perspectives. Just like No Other Choice, It Was Just an Accident is just going to be one of those movies up for Best Picture that nobody's heard of. And I'm sure not a lot of people are going to go out of their way to see this. And that's fine. I've done that for years. I still haven't seen Coda, nor could I tell you anything about it. But even still, I definitely recommend you download It Was Just an Accident and watch it when you get the chance. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so that I can see you in the next video.